My project for Joop Swart Masterclass in relation to the theme of irresistibility is about a developmentally disabled couple called Debbie and Barry. They live at a ranch outside Los Angeles for the developmentally disabled. They've been in a relationship for 29 years, and I chose to document them because I wanted to focus on a theme that runs through most of my bodies of work, which is the instabilities in romantic relationships. I wanted to document them in a way that audiences could identify with them, and I wanted to photograph them as a couple. I found this conflict between the possession that one feels in a relationship and then also that kind of paradoxical abandonment where you are interacting with another person or you love someone, and it's a struggle to meet both of those individuals' needs. So I wanted to focus on their loving relationship, but also highlight the conflicts in their relationship, because although most people would see them as having limited capabilities, I find that their relationship is just as complex as my relationships have been. And obviously with Debbie and Barry, it was different working with them because their disabilities afford them a certain authenticity that most people don't have. So it was a privilege to document them because they so readily expressed their emotions through their interactions and towards me that it was a pure experience to photograph them because they were so comfortable showing vulnerability, and that's highly unusual to experience that in society. I started photographing when I was 14 after my grandma passed away, and I began photographing because I was lonely as a result of her passing because we had been very close. So I wanted to establish relationships with people who reminded me of her. So that project, focusing on senior citizens, launched my desire to be a documentary photographer. I decided to conceive of other projects which I felt related to my childhood and adolescent struggles. So I would begin with a particular emotion or a particular person who had made an impact on my life, whether positive or negative. All of the work is based on or inspired by a love loss paradox that is related to my personal life. So although I am documenting other people, there is a deep aspect of my own identity in all of the work. So I continued throughout my entire adolescence to photograph people in terms of long-term projects. And eventually I began to get my work published and received a grant for one of my projects. So I was able to continue to develop my work. But all of the work that I do, I feel, is indefinite in terms of time span. And I really am only a photographer because it is a way for me to engage intimately with people. And I use the camera as a way to establish relationships where I feel like I am giving to that particular person and I'm also discovering something about myself. So the photographer's subject relationship is paramount to what I do, and in many ways I believe that the relationship with my subjects is more important than the photos themselves. To be exposed to other photographers and also to engage with the learned masters has been very fulfilling in terms of validating my process and also feeling a sense of connectedness when the photographic process is a somewhat solitary trajectory.